Let's begin. Today's August 7th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 6 criteria cards. Criteria card 3, 5, 9, 11, 16, and 22. And the puzzle uses the blue verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching it on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So on our grid above, we've got our 6 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D, criteria card E, and finally criteria card F. So criteria card A looks at our middle digit, our square digit, and compares it to the number 3. So should the value of square be less than 3? Should it be equal to 3? Or should square be greater than 3? Criteria card B looks at our first digit, the triangle digit, and the Turing Machine will let us know whether its value is even or odd. Criteria card C will look at the 3-digit solution and will let us know how many 3s are in our solution. Are there no 3s? Is there a single 3? Perhaps 2? Maybe even all 3 are 3. Criteria card D will look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, and compare them. So should the value of triangle be less than square? Should they be equal, or should the value of triangle be greater than square? Next, criteria card E again looks at our 3-digit solution, except this time it'll tell us a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. So should there be more even than odds, or should there be less even than odds? And finally, criteria card F again looks at the 3-digit solution, but this time will let us know a little bit about the ordering of the digits from triangle, square, to circle. Should they appear in an ascending order, meaning that they're increasing, as in the example 135? Should they be descending or decreasing, as in the example 421? Or should they have no order? So let's take a look at the example 231. Notice that it goes from 2 to 3, so it increases, and then it goes from 3 to 1 and then decreases. So the shift from increasing to decreasing, or potentially another example, it decreases and then increases, that shift is one way to define that there's no order. We've also seen other examples where any 2 consecutive digits, if they are equal, there's no change, there's no increase or decrease. That also would constitute no order. Okay, and so remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all of the 6 criteria cards. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I think I want to test is I want to see what kind of digit we have for triangle. So let's go ahead and test criteria card B. Okay, so the Turing Machine does not approve of my choice. I did pick an odd 3. It disagrees with it. So basically it's telling me that triangle should be even. So let me go ahead and write that note down in section B, that triangle is an even digit. And since it is even, obviously it can be an odd. So let's go ahead and cross out 1, 3, and 5. Next, I'd like to find out a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. So let's go ahead and test criteria card E. Okay, so it does approve of the proposal. Notice that in my proposal, I do have 2 odds to a single even. So it basically is saying that yes, there are less even than odds. And so let's go ahead and type that up in section E. And again, that's that there are less even than odds. And since we already have our lone even, that means that triangle and circle are both odd. So let's go ahead and cross out the evens. So 2 and 4 in each of square and circle. since we already know that those are going to be odds. Okay, so far we know our solution is going to be even, odd, odd. Let's see, what else? We do have a couple of criteria cards that look at square, one by itself in criteria card A, and then D comparing triangle and square. So it is kind of interesting. Let's see, currently right now I do have that my triangle is greater than square. Obviously they can't be equal, so you know what, that may be a good opportunity going into the third round, knowing at least the the comparison. So I think I will test criteria card D. Okay, so it does not approve of what I have. As I mentioned, I do have a triangle that's larger than square. We know they can't be equal because one's even and the other's odd. So in fact, triangle, we can deduce that triangle should be less than square. So let's go ahead and type that up. And that's in section D. So we know that triangle should be less than square. Okay, and I probably should have prefaced it with that we deduced it, since we didn't actually get a check, but through logic we're able to figure out that, yeah, triangle should be less than square. Okay, so before we conclude, let's see, what can we cross out? If triangle is to be smaller, or can we cross out anything? Let's see, I think we can cross out 1 for square, because if square is 1, there is nothing smaller for triangle to be. So yeah, I think we can cross out the 1. Can we cross out anything for triangle? I don't think so, because there's always going to be something bigger than 2 and something bigger than 4. So I think the 1 is the only thing we can cross out. And I think that's about it. Okay, so yeah, I think this does conclude this round. We did complete our 3 Turing tests. Now we're going to go into the phase where we'll be discussing how to construct a good second round proposal. So notice that we haven't tested criteria card A, where we definitively find out whether it's a 3 or a 5. At present, it looks like it's a 50-50. It's either a 3 or a 5. That's always good. Then criteria card C is the number of 3s that are in our solution. And then finally, the ordering. So let's see, what can we conclude here? So obviously notice that among all our 6 criteria cards, we don't explicitly mention circle. So somehow circle has to be forced into something. And more than likely, it's going to have to do with perhaps the ordering. So let's see. And I guess based on square, we should be able to figure out what triangle is. So if square were 5, then it would be pretty tough to figure out what triangle would be. I guess the ordering could, no, the ordering wouldn't help, because it would be increasing either way. So for that fact, can we say that it should be 3? Because again, if I do have square as 5, that would be increasing, and then either there could be no order and it'd be 2, 5, 5, or it could be, and then how would you know decreasing? Because it would go to 1 and 3. Now, obviously, criteria card C would tell you whether you have a 3 or not, but it would still be sort of decreasing, and you wouldn't be able to figure that out. So I'm going to say that's going to be 2, 3, and then I guess no order would be, it could be 2, 3, 3, or it could be 2, 3, 1, or it could be increasing 2, 3, 5. But I'm going to go with 2, 3, 1. So let's go ahead and test 2, 3, 1 as our second round proposal. Okay, so we did basically we did construct this proposal based on criteria card A, where square is 3. So I'm wondering if we can somehow deduce. So if we know that, if we confirm this, then we know that triangle will be 2. But more importantly, what would circle be? I'm trying to see. I would imagine that there's only going to be 1, 3, which we already picked. So yeah, so let's go ahead and let's test criteria card A, and then I think we'll do the ordering. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do A. Okay, so yes, it is true that square is 3. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes. So square is equal to 3, and so that means we can cross out the 5, and that would mean that triangle would have to be the 2, because we must have triangle be less than 3. So far so good. I think everything's working out according to what I had in mind in constructing this proposal. And now let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to have to test both of them. I really do believe it's going to be 2, 3, 1. If we say no order, that only means that we can eliminate 5. And if I only pick criteria card C, then that would eliminate this 3. So yeah, I don't think I can deduce one or the other. I think I need to test both. So let's go ahead. Yeah, the only thing is that maybe if it is increasing, if it's not no order, if it's increasing, I could stop. But if I test criteria card C, I'd still have to know whether it's increasing or no order. Even though I think the way the puzzle is constructed, some cards are there to eliminate possibilities. So I really do think it is 2, 3, 1. But let me go ahead and confirm it. So let's test the ordering, and let's do criteria card F. Yes, it's no order, so all that means is that it cannot be 5. And then now we test criteria card C, and that's also true. There's only 1, 3. So that means that circle can't be 3. So I think the logic was sound, but you have to be careful. All right, so it looks, our solution is 2, 3, 1. So let's type that up, and then let's go confirm it. So solution 2, 3, 1. Okay, fantastic. But how do we do versus a Turing machine? So let's go, and I think we tested one of each. Yes. And so that's always a good indication that if you ever test equal to the number of criteria cards, that at best, or at really kind of at worst, you tied, but you could do a whole lot better. So we did test BDE in the first round, and then the remaining were all correct. So let's go ahead and type that up, BDE. So B was incorrect, D was incorrect, and E was correct. In the second round, all of the remaining criteria cards were correct. So let's see how we did. Okay, so we beat the Turing machine by one question. So I think, again, our first round choices, even though we did get some X's, that's to be expected, but that really gave us an idea of the construction of it being even, odd, odd, and I think it was a great solve. So what are your thoughts? Did you notice anything? Please add any thoughts in the comment section. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up so that more people can find this channel. And if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, make sure to hit subscribe to be notified. Well, until next time, have a great one.